everybody, I'm here today to tell you how to make your car last longer by going over 7 specific things that you should do often. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Number 1, wash your car. Now, when people think about making their car last longer, they often only think about making their engine and their transmission and the rest of the components, the mechanical components of the car, last longer. But with that being said, it's more than just the engine and the mechanical components that a car is made up of. The body is a huge part of a car, and if you wash your car often and regularly, you're going to allow the body to last longer, before it gets rust and before it gets damaged and before it loses its color and so forth. With that being said, wash your car often because it's going to remove all of the dirt and the grime and so forth from the body, and also make sure to wax it every once in a while to ensure that you give it a nice protective coating. With that being said, let's move forward to number 2. Change the oil. The oil is like the lifeline, the main lifeline of the engine. You see, an engine is made up of many moving parts, and the oil does a great job at lubricating those moving parts, and it also has many other uses and purposes as well. So with that being said, when your oil gets older, it gets very, very thick, and it gets dirty, and it gets grimy. So with that being said, if you change your oil often as you should, you're going to ensure that those moving parts of the engine are given what they need to actually run properly. Moving forward to number 3, clean or replace the engine air filter. Now you see, your engine requires air, among other things, to run properly. Now the air that it takes in, the air has to go through an engine air filter. If your engine air filter is dirty or clogged or old, then it's going to limit the amount of air that the engine can take in, which means that the engine has to actually work harder to get that air from the environment. And with that being said, if you have an air filter that you can simply clean instead of replace, then make sure to clean it as often as you should. If you have an air filter that you have to replace, then make sure you replace it as often as you should so that your engine can get the air that it needs to run properly. Number 4, get your wheels aligned. Now, many people think that the only downside to having misaligned wheels is that their steering wheel is going to be slightly turned, or their car is going to pull to the left or to the right. But there are actually many downsides. Having misaligned wheels and driving with misaligned wheels for a while can cause some significant extra wear and tear on the suspension and the components of the car that have to do with the wheels. So with that being said, if you realize that your wheels need an alignment, try and get that alignment done as soon as you can. Number 5, park your vehicle in the shade. The sun actually does quite a bit of damage to your vehicle whenever it sits on the paint and on the interior pieces for an extended period of time. Now, it's not practical for me to tell you to park in the shade all the time, because that might be difficult to do. You might have to park like 5 kilometers from your work for that to happen. But the reality of it is that there are opportunities for you to park in the shade from time to time. So try to park in the shade as often as you can. And if you can't park in the shade, then get one of those little visors, those sunshades that go on your windshields, for the front windshield and for the rear windshield, to make sure that if the sun is damaging the exterior of your car, that you're still protecting the interior of your car. Number 6, park it in the garage. Park it in the garage. Make sure that you park your car in the garage to protect it from the elements of the environment. Now, don't get me wrong, it takes a lot of elements of the environment for extended periods of time to actually affect your car in one way or the other. But if you're parking it outside in the extreme weather, all the time, then obviously it's going to do some significant damage or wear and tear on the various components of the vehicle. If you have access to a garage, park it in the garage. It's also going to protect your car from any animals that are coming around your car that might do any damage to your car. It also increases the level of safety and serves as a little bit of an anti-theft device, by parking your car in the garage, because it adds an extra layer of security to your vehicle. Last but not least, number 7, have it looked at by a professional as often as you can. Whether you simply have a friend that knows about cars or you're getting it inspected whenever you bring it to a mechanic, make sure that you get a professional or someone that's knowledgeable to look at your car. Because by catching problems earlier on, you're going to give your car the best chance at lasting longer. If you wait until a problem is significant or extremely noticeable, then you might be limiting your car's life significantly. So with that being said, have it looked at by a professional, whether it's just a family friend, a friend or a family member or a family friend or an actual mechanic. Make sure that they look at your car to let you know and make you aware of anything that needs to be repaired or replaced. And that will give your car the best chance at lasting longer. These 7 things will help your car be more likely to last longer. And with that being said, I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.